just put in a pretty aggressive offer on some wheels without tires and a full carbon APR intake for the B9. So we're going to see how it plays out. We're waiting on acceptance of the offer, and then it's time to drive an hour away to pick up the stuff. So we will see. Our offer was accepted. We just got loaded up, car started, waiting on the cold start to relax a little bit, and we're off to about an hour and some change away. We're about 15 minutes away from taking a look at these parts. It was about an hour and 20-minute drive. It was a pretty decent drive. I've had some pretty bad experiences on Facebook Marketplace. I've also had some really great experiences. So I'm hoping that this turns out to be one of those good experiences, and it'll be everything that I'm kind of looking for. I ended up finding a few things that are gonna get me closer to that stage 2 tune that I'm kind of looking for, and we'll see kind of where things go. But I'm excited to get here. Dude seems like a genuine guy. I think he just got rid of his car, so I think he's got some things that are just kind of sitting around that he no longer needs. But luckily for him, I was in the market for it. So let's keep our fingers crossed and we'll see what happens. As you can see behind me, we may have made a purchase, and we might have bought a few other things to go along with it, and I'm kind of excited to show you guys. Dude was super cool, and it was a pretty long drive. He was super upfront about everything. I just gave it away. I might have to mute that. So if that part of the video was just silent, I had to mute that because I just gave it away. But there's a piece to something that might need some adhesive in order for me to get it to function properly. If not, I might have to spend a couple $100 in order to replace that part. But other than that, like, guy was straight up about everything, showed me all of the flaws. Super thankful for him. Worked out a really good deal. So I'm excited to get home, get this stuff unloaded, and see what the future holds. But thank you guys for riding along, and we'll see what happens in the next couple months. Got breakfast made for the family. Everybody's taken care of. Baby's happy, the lady's happy. It's the following day after making the purchase that we were talking about earlier in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything prepped, and I'm going to start cleaning the wheels, and then we'll do a final reveal on everything that we purchased. So I drove about an hour and 20 minutes to pick up these parts for my car. And when I met up with this gentleman, he was a very transparent man. It was probably one of the better Facebook Marketplace experiences that I had. But he was very straightforward with some of the issues, with some of the things that were going on, why he's getting rid of them, and everything else. So I'm super thankful that he was able to relay that information to me, and I felt confident buying the things that I bought because of how transparent he was. So let's dive into it. This is APR's cold air intake
for the B9. There, he did have this on his car. This is used. Filter is clean. Everything is pretty clean. There's not very many blushings or any kind of issues with it. This is the hardware that came with it. The only thing that I am going to have to replace is this piece here. This piece, during heat, I'm assuming the adhesive melted here. This is a known APR intake issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this adhesive off. I'm going to get some high temp adhesive and try to repair this myself. This is a little project. I got this at an extreme discount. So, you know, we're going to see if it's something that I can repair. I'm really confident that I'm going to be able to repair this. So this is the piece that needs to have adhesive reapplied and put back on. So we got to clean this off, reapply the adhesive, make sure everything's good to go, reapply it, and then get everything hooked up and see how it holds and performs.
I have never really built a car myself, so I decided, you know, I wanted to try my hand at it and see, you know, if it's something that I was capable of. I have a little bit of mechanical experience, nothing crazy. I'm gonna try and do a majority of the things myself on this car. If it's something that's outside of my scope, obviously I'll probably have to pay to have somebody do it. But other than that, you know, I'm gonna be putting this car together myself and seeing how far I can take it. You know, I'm not rich. I am gonna take my time on this build, but it is something that I'd like to document and something that I think would be cool to kind of reflect on and see, you know, how far I can take it. You know, I've always had a love for German cars. I've owned a Mercedes C300, nice model, and that was like my first introduction to German cars. It was a 2018 silver car. I'll drop a little picture of it. But it was a pretty fun car. It was a base model, of course, but it started my love for German vehicles. I've owned a 9th gen SI. I've owned, you know, a bunch of Honda Civics. Anybody that knows me, they know back in the day, it was an interesting time to witness some of the cars and things that I had. But, you know, now that I have this B9, I've really fallen in love with the Audi platform and the way that these cars drive. But, you know, who knows where it will go. You know, ultimately one of my dream cars that is obtainable for me is I'd like to own a C6 Z06 manual car. I would love to get one in the blue color and really just kind of build it out. I don't want to do anything crazy with it. I don't want to make it a race car, but I would like to, you know, have a cam and just something that I can hop in and enjoy. You know, I've never really been able to have something like that. I've never owned a V8 vehicle, but, you know, this is where we're at.